It's Monday, the 18th of May, 2026. Good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. Welcome to News Tonight. Let's start with a look at the headlines.
The news headlines are brought to you by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Keep your information up to date with your regulated financial institution. Customer deposits are protected up to 10 million Ugandan shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Investigation into Speaker Mong wealth intensify as police seized 2 vehicles from Chigo residents. NRM MPs aspiring for speakerships call for respect of party rules. Administrators at both Matters shrines in Namugongo comply with postponement of the 3rd June celebrations, while World Health Organization declares a spread of Ebola virus in DRC and Uganda, global health emergency.
Were brought to you by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Keep your information up to date with your regulated financial institution. Customer deposits are protected up to 10 million Ugandan shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
We thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakoni, sign language interpreter. Security agencies are investigating the wealth and assets for Speaker of the 11th Parliament, Anita Mong, with police towing 2 of her vehicles from her residence in Chigo. The inquiry, sanctioned by President Museveni, focuses on alleged unexplained wealth and the acquisition of high-value assets. Ivan Kahwa has it in detail.
Police have towed 2 vehicles belonging to Anita Mong, the Speaker of the 11th Parliament, from her Chigo residence in Wakiso district in an ongoing inquiry sanctioned by the head of state. The inquiry is examining allegations of unexplained accumulation of wealth, including the procurement of a Rolls-Royce valued at 3.4 billion shillings. Investigators are also seeking to establish whether the source of funds used to acquire several high-value assets matches Mong's declared income and whether all assets are properly declared to the Inspectorate of Government. The civilian number plate Rolls-Royce was towed alongside the customized number plate Range Rover from Mong's residence in Chigo. The vehicles were escorted under tight security to Naguru Police Headquarters in Kampala. Our residences are currently under strict surveillance, including properties at Chigo and Macnon Suits. Meanwhile, through her official X handle on Monday 18th May 2026, Mong said she would cooperate with relevant authorities to establish the facts surrounding the allegations. She also announced that she will not contest for speakership of the 12th Parliament, adding that she remains available for any assignment from the President. She also announced that she will not contest for the speakership of the 12th Parliament, adding that she remains available for any assignment from the President. Security agencies are yet to issue an official statement about the ongoing investigations.
UBC News Tonight. A section of NRM members of Parliament interested in the speakership of the 12th Parliament have called upon the NRM leadership to align the procedures of internal election processes without taking shortcuts as they seek for Speaker and Deputy candidature. These are part of the voices raised by Bale City woman MP, that is Lydia Wanyoto, and the Masindi woman member of Parliament, Florence Akiki Asimwe.
It has never been real. It's now more real.
The speakership race for the 12th Parliament have thrown the general public into sharp and divided discussions, with many contemplating the end results.
The line we are taking now is for the Right Honorable Maxon, or both.
For aspirants, Lydia Wanyoto and Florence Akika Asimwe say they are excited about the new twist of events on the speakership race.
On my part, I want us to talk about competence, ability.
They have told the media in Kampala that they will push forward till the last moment.
So I'll go all the way after the caucus and I'll be able to abide by the decision of the caucus.
With the endorsement of Jacob Oboth by the Patriotic League of Uganda Secretariat, Wanyuta and Akik maintain that the party must abide by the rules and procedures without compromise.
We took our oath last week, as the last one on Friday, 15th. So this week, we are beginning this week in anticipation that there will be call of interest and that we shall have caucus and we discuss how we get a speaker and deputy speaker.
They also propose amendments in the party constitution to eliminate incompetent candidates.
You who went here and opposed, how did you become an opposed? How? As soon as you were nominated, the machines broke down. Electoral Commission, you have a case to answer. How did the machines break down after the nomination of Anita Among? Now this is the person who wants to come and preside over us, who have gone through a furnace. Therefore, in the future, we are going to change some of these rules for speakership. To be nominated or seconded by caucus, we need to vet you seriously.
It's on merit. When you are elected, serve your term. Serve your term. And it should be open the second term. If you are like any other member, if people want to consider you for the second term, it shouldn't be a word like we have just had this one.
However, they said the outgoing leadership of parliament, led by Anita Among, had deflected all parliamentary systems.
I was telling the whole of Uganda that things are bad here. And these things were not only going to stop in parliament. Because this woman she was building an empire. And I could see it. I could see somebody building what? An empire that could actually overturn the whole of this country.
The Saturday Mukono PLU endorsement of Jacob Oboth remains challenged, with many questioning its legality.
You don't just go to media and you have been appointed, you have been endorsed. This business of endorsement we have refused. It started with this Seki, now MK, please, we have our rules here. We respect you, but let us follow the rules.
As a guest at Honorable Oboth is home. When you're a guest, you are supposed to behave. You cannot begin rioting there and behaving. But from the bottom of my heart, he's a colleague I've worked with and I support. So when that talk came up, I personally felt happy, but I welcomed him to take up this interest. But the process must happen.
PLU is a pressure group within NRM, and I don't see any problem with the PLU laying pressure on NRM as a party. And if the pressure they lay yields positive results, you credit them.
If we are to follow the letter of the law, SEC has to make a decision. But I want you to understand that most of the youths in this country identify themselves with PLU. And even those in leadership do identify themselves with PLU. PLU cannot be divorced from the NRM.
Meanwhile, the NRM Electoral Commission says it is waiting for the party's topmost organ, SEC, to pronounce itself on this matter.
If the caucus is next week, Monday, oh, good. By Saturday, the nation will have known who the NRM flag bearer for speakership will be. By Saturday, I think we don't have any problem with that. We only need guidance from Honorable Oboa's letter. Once His Excellency writes to us that do the following, and we kickstart the process, all will be good.
The floor is open and the tune is one. However, the entertainers are many, with one adjudicature. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
UBC News tonight. Now, the race for Deputy Speakership of Parliament is beginning to gather political momentum within the ruling NRM party. Deputy Attorney General Jackson Kafuzi has declared interest in the position. His bid comes amid growing public scrutiny over Parliament's image in the ongoing investigations into the unexplained wealth of former Speaker Anita Among.
Uganda's parliament has remained at the center of political debate, legislation, and national decision-making. Of recent, the institution has found itself under criticism over accountability corruption allegations, and public perception. Some sections of society say sanity must return to the August House. The Deputy Attorney General, Jackson Kafuzi, says Parliament requires fresh leadership direction.
I was in Parliament 2016-2021 during the reign of Right Honorable Kadaga and Right Honorable Lanya. And I saw how the leadership was and how Parliament was led. We achieved a lot then. 2021-2026, we have achieved a lot. We've done a lot of legislation, but it failed more in terms of leadership.
Kafuzi, who served in Parliament for 10 years, says he has witnessed both effective and weak parliamentary leadership firsthand.
The image of Parliament is very important. The fact that Parliament makes laws all over the world, the general public tends not to agree with parliamentarians. But you make it worse as parliamentarians when the leadership of Parliament mishandles the whole process. That's why Odur Jonathan the other day was on the floor of Parliament and he said he had someone call him Owekitibwa, and he got to learn that Owekitibwa meant a thief. That means there are so many questions regarding the image of Parliament and the image of parliamentarians.
Kafuzi says Parliament must restore public trust to improve the quality of debate on the floor. He proposes to introduce professional research assistants for members of Parliament.
When you look at past parliaments and you see the likes of Ben Wacha, Omara Tubo, Cecilia Ogwal, when you see men like Guma Gumisiriza and you see the kind of arguments they present on the floor of Parliament and the way they do that, even people like Jonathan Odur, they do research, but not everyone has the ability to do that. It would be important for us to equip our parliamentarians with research assistants. It's not enough to give them offices with desks and computers.
He, however, dismisses suggestions that the deputy speakership should strictly remain reserved for women whenever the speaker is male.
Nothing is cast in stone. We have previously had Wapakabula as speaker with Francis Ayume as his deputy, and there were no complaints. We've had a vice president who is female, a prime minister female, and a speaker who is female at the same time, and we have not complained. Because all we look out for is competence. I'm offering myself because I believe I'm competent.
Still, Kafuzi says he remains committed to respecting the final position of the ruling NRM party on the contest.
Political party democracy comes with rules. You must follow those rules if you want democracy to thrive. There is no way I would say no to the guidance of the party. If the party chairman says otherwise, if SEC says otherwise, I would have to follow that. Whether I like it or not, I would follow it.
So, now attention shifts to whether Parliament can rebuild public confidence on transparency and accountability. Henry Okrut, UBC.
More members of the outgoing parliament have welcomed the investigations of corruption as labeled against the former speaker Anita Among. Former spokesperson of the NRM caucus Brandon Chintu told UBC that the withdrawal of Anita Among from speakership press is relief to the integrity of parliament. This comes at a time when police and sister security agencies have intensified investigations into claims of illicit enrichment and corruption against Anita Among.
It is no longer a secret to the public that former Speaker of the 11th Parliament, Anita Among, could face corruption charges.
As a Christian, we know that there is time for everything. Leaders come and leaders go, but leadership remains. Probably this was the most appropriate time. So for now, we would focus on how do we end and fight this so that it doesn't happen to those other presiding officers would come. The mistakes that have been there, we have gotten a lesson out of it.
The paradigm shift exposes what started as a silent debate and was described as a long-hidden secret that Anita Among has accumulated illicit wealth.
The President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is not a fool. He always gives time for events. So he gave himself time, as well as MK, who declared that the biggest problem of Uganda is corruption. So I thank His Excellency, and I thank MK, and I thank all the security agencies.
The matter is now before investigating authorities, including the police and sister security forces.
While I am happy that the Speaker of Parliament is being called to order, because these are things I have been screaming my voice hoarse, to an extent that she began to target me as an individual, trying to bring a law to push me out and many, many different things, yeah? So I am happy that she's being called to order, but I'm not overly excited. Like I've seen some people getting overly excited that now this is a serious fight against corruption. No, please do not be hoodwinked. Because there is a plethora of other corrupt people. Can we see them being called to order?
The former spokesperson of the NRM Parliamentary Caucus, Brandon Chintu, narrates how the former Speaker's actions affected the integrity of Parliament and the NRM party.
But I also urge the Right Honourable Speaker, she's a fellow Catholic, before we say Mass, we always confess. So I confess the Almighty God and to my brothers and sisters. So being a friend to the Holy Land and Vatican, and she's been visiting almost all the popes, I hope she repents and the Lord will find a proper space for her to repent as the earthly proceedings also go on.
So, Anita Among's withdrawal from the speakership race of the 12th Parliament could save the poor image of Parliament from worsening.
I think that was very thoughtful and well noted because there was a big public outcry. I think if she had insisted to keep in the race, probably Ugandans would walk here and burn off this building. Because you know the allegations that we have been a center of corruption, the 11th Parliament, the exhibition was media, the luxurious life of the presiding officer, and the commencement of wealth within this short time of 5 years. So this was a center of controversy, and I don't think if she would still stay in the race, Ugandans would still trust this building.
The former leader of opposition, Joel Senyonyi, raised concerns over the corruption allegations by the Parliamentary Commission headed by former Speaker Anita Among.
And all of a sudden she says, "This is your last supper." I said, "No." Yeah, it has turned out it was her last supper. Then recently she was also saying, the opposition, we have swallowed them. Now we are going to wallop them. The 12th Parliament, there will be no opposition. Who has been swallowed and walloped? It is herself. So people need to learn. Unfortunately, there's numerous examples, but they don't learn from them. That you get overly excited because you have been bequeathed a position.
Senyonyi questions the silence of the anti-corruption agencies, including the IGG, despite calls to intervene.
This is not the first time that we are raising these issues. When I wrote to the IGG twice, asking her to investigate, that time it was Honorable Betty Kame, asking her to investigate issues of corruption in Parliament and so on. She wrote to me saying, I will investigate and so on. There was no interest.
The claims about financial mismanagement of the 11th Parliament also included dubious awarding of contracts to various projects, illegal recruiting of staff at Parliament.
Office you get to occupy, you've got to be accountable. This has not been the case. When we're asking and saying billions of shillings that are withdrawn by the Chris Obores and others on their personal accounts and then they take to the Speaker, what's that money for? Who budgeted for it?
We are calling for Office of Director Communications, Chris Obore of Parliament, to be checked against corruption. We are calling for Department of HR of Parliament to be checked. The leadership of Anita Among employed over 500 staff illegally here.
Apparently, the NRM party is likely to front West Budama Central MP Maxon Oboth as the next speaker.
But the challenge about these people who are handpicked and
bequeathed a position, he will get there and probably want to become subservient because they gave him a position. So even things that don't merit, that don't, that are not in tandem with the law, he might want to do them just to please the other people. I hope he will be smarter than that.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Guchabinji, UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. We have more on return.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mumutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, enendongo yakusabula. Mikono juu, free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
Mustafa, Chikozi, welcome home. It is small, but it is something. Everyone starts from somewhere. Welcome home. The problem is the foundation.
Do you know the kind of cement I'm using in this foundation? I guarantee you even my grandchildren will come and find this house.
Muzafaru, the day I decide to build, in fact, I will import the foundation into the country. By the way, your security lights, they are very small. Me, when I build my house, I will put a motion sensor.
As you can see, the living room, I managed to bring in some tiles.
And I told you, when I build my house, I get tiles from Italy raw, bring them here, original. This nonsense of having one TV. Me!
Some people talk about building houses. Others build them. Do you have land?
I am working on it.
You buy your buy today and get the job done. Strong, reliable, available at hardware shops countrywide.
Yes. It hasn't been easy at all.
No.
But with your buy, chiba chibwa.
So you buy, your buy.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312 206 400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
We are the DPF. We protect your money. Protection Fund of Uganda.
It's back, bigger and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
750 series. Perfect snap, any zoom. Enjoy 9 GB free MTN data valid for 3 months. Available in any Techno or MTN outlet near you. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. The administrators at both Namugongo Catholic and Anglican shrines have complied with the postponement of the 3rd June celebrations following the letter of President Yoweri Museveni. They say it is a wise guidance because Ebola is a bad killer disease which can spread fast in big crowds who converge in Namugongo annually.
This is Namugongo Catholic Martyrs Shrine, where we found a small number of people scattered, with some in church for afternoon mass. The parish priest, Namugongo Martyrs Shrine, Reverend Father Vincent Elubega, says preparations to hold Martyrs Day on 3rd June this year were almost complete when President Museveni's letter on social media indicated the celebration had been postponed over an Ebola outbreak.
And now we have just heard there is Ebola outbreak in nearby areas, and the Ebola is very, very dangerous, especially in a crowd. So from the letter we received yesterday, he was guiding us that we better postpone the 3rd June event until everything is normal. And I think this was a letter written in good faith from a person who loves other people, and he wants to protect us all. So I think we have to adhere strongly to his advice.
The shrine had started receiving individual pilgrims from other countries of East Africa.
In the meantime, we are exercising some extra caution. Of course, there were some pilgrims that had started to arrive, so we've taken a decision to ask them to return. Then those of our people that are regular here, we've asked that they spend a little more, less time than they've been spending here for prayers. Well, we hadn't gotten many in groups, but we've gotten people coming one-on-one. And so far, those that were coming, we were asking them to report first to the police, and also we keep watch on them. But now that we've gotten this care, we will not accommodate them anymore.
A statement from Uganda Episcopal Conference chaired by Right Reverend Joseph Anthony Ziwa, the Bishop of Chinda-Mityana Diocese, guided that although the national gathering at Namugongo has been postponed, dioceses and parishes are encouraged to celebrate the day with the guidance of the diocesan bishop and the relevant government authorities. At the Anglican Martyrs Shrine, preparations to host pilgrims were in high gear. The animators this side are Uganda Christian University.
Waiting our visitors to come and celebrate and worship, and praising God for the courage of the younger men who were executed here by burning. So that one we have been waiting, and we are set. And we have had the University of Uganda Christian University preparing the gathering for this year, 2026. We are very grateful to them because they have done wonderful work.
Bishop Jackson Matovu agrees with the postponement of the 3rd June Martyrs Day celebrations.
And it was very wise for the government to say Ebola is a dangerous disease. We have to stop every big function which gathers a lot of people to congregate, so that they postpone their gathering until such a time when Ebola will be over.
Meanwhile, there are some businesses put that target pilgrims that have been affected with the postponement. I'm Nafka Farida and Sana Anet in Namugongo.
Parliament for Northern Uganda older persons, Akumu Catherine Mavenjina, has assured older persons in Northern Uganda that she will legislate and lobby for their welfare.
A newly sworn-in member of parliament for older persons in northern Uganda has held a Thanksgiving ceremony to celebrate her entry into the 12th parliament. Honorable Catherine Namugongo of Virginia, representing older persons in northern Uganda, officially began her term after taking the oath of office for the 12th parliament last week.
I, Akumu Catherine Mavengina, swear in the name of the Almighty God.
On the 17th of May, she returned home to lead a Thanksgiving service attended by elders, local leaders, residents from across the region. The ceremony was both a celebration of her victory and a moment of prayer for her work ahead in Parliament.
Provide for mommy and for her job and for her constituency. Let her be effective in transforming the life of the elderly.
Honorable Virginia said she will prioritize policies that address the needs of older persons, including access to SAGE grants, healthcare services.
I would like to promise my older persons of northern Uganda that I will work closely with all of you. I will periodically consult you so that we can put our heads together. When we were representing you in the 11th Parliament, major problems were about the SAGE